So, out of the sunlight, my debut as a blogger. Kind of. This is a little bit of a test, just to see if I can, in fact, ramble on for 5 minutes, talking to myself into a camera. It's very unlikely, considering that I barely struggled to get a couple of minutes out without umming and ahhing. But I've got to try and get some practice in, considering that hopefully this will be a little bit of a test and a teaser for my new blog that will be coming out as we get closer to San Diego Comic-Con 2013, called An Englishman in San Diego. Look at that lens flare, it gives it lots of dynamic and drama. It's very nice. So, what am I going to be talking about in the blog? Well, I'm going to be, as we get closer to Comic-Con, about my preparations, about my intentions for the con, about what I'd like to achieve while I'm there, especially when it comes to the fact that my standing within the nerd community appears to be growing quite nicely. Thank you very much indeed. Considering that, off the back of me setting up a Facebook group for UK attendees of Comic-Con on Facebook, the UK, the British Invasion, Spirit of 1986, which is themed around the whole business of the comics being, especially the American industry, taking on board all the British talent that was floating around in the mid-1980s. That's the name of the group. The actual group itself, I set that thing up at about 3:30 on a morning, just when I'd gotten in from my DJing misadventures. The brain was still firing, so I decided I was going to set the group up, or a group up, to find like-minded nerd individuals who had travelled over to San Diego for Comic-Con. As it happens, over the subsequent 2 years, there's quite a few of us, and we've gathered together a nice little community. I'm really proud of it, actually, especially when it came to the first meetup, which was fun. I really enjoyed the group getting together. That was moving, considering that I'd set up an icon for the Facebook group, and that's where I need to be looking. The Facebook group, I'd set up a logo based on the Comic-Con logo, and I'd taken out the default comic superhero book Eye and exchanged it for the Eye of Judge Dredd, 2000 AD British comic icon, and I uploaded it onto the Facebook group, and the group themselves, off their own back, downloaded that particular logo and put it onto t-shirts, baseball shirts, for the 2012 Comic-Con. And walking out onto the deck of the Hilton Bayfront in San Diego, in Hilton Gaslamp, get it right, and seeing 10, 15 t-shirts with this logo that I made up on the spur of a moment, that put a tear in my eye. I'll admit it. That was something else. That's a year and a half ago, and that's ticking along nicely. However, my recent misadventures when it comes to organising communities around Comic-Con have been, I've turned into quite the advocate for Google Plus, as one or two people may have already worked out, and looking on Google Plus for Comic-Con related stuff, it just wasn't there. It was non-existent, and I was shocked and slightly embarrassed, to be honest. I thought, Google Plus, it's turned into quite the home for intelligent discussion and well thought out posts, and to find that Comic-Con was not being represented was bit of a shock to me, to be honest. So, set up a Comic-Con group, community on Google+, and we've got ourselves a nice little number on there at the moment. I'm hoping between now and the con to increase that, and also maybe hand out some. I know business cards are a little bit passé, and not many people are utterly thrilled with them. But just for people I meet, it'd be good to have the link which people can go to. Mighty cool. I'd like to try and get more people who are attending the con as special guests. I'd like to get them linked on there. And in the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping to get a hangout on air involving myself, Megan Gotch, who's known as the Nerdy Girly, on various blogs, excellent, enthusiastic Comic-Con blogger. There's also the unofficial San Diego Comic-Con blog, who I'm hoping to get roped in, and the mother of all con fans, which is Alyssa Franks, who ran or started the Friends of CCI forum. I'd like to get her involved as well. I think that'd be cool. Basically getting them involved in a hangout on air where people can log in and they can ask questions, get advice, and generally shoot the shit about Comic-Con and get themselves ready, considering that we are talking 9 weeks and counting. Starting to get a little bit close now, and yes, decisions to be made, considering that I'm also trying to decide what my focus is going to be on Comic-Con. As it happens, I've been invited to go along as staff, which is something that I'd love to do, but I think I'm going to be turning it down, considering that it is my vacation after all, and I'd like to enjoy Comic-Con. But I want to help out them as much as I can, so I'm definitely volunteering on preview night, and I'll choose a couple of the other days as well, possibly the Thursday, possibly the Sunday, depending on what gets scheduled. And there's the big threat, of course, that being the 50th anniversary, Doctor Who might get represented quite heavily, and it's been traditionally had panels on the Sunday in Hall H Ballroom 20, so who knows. I'm very surprised at how long I can ramble on, actually. That's been 8 minutes, and I think I could probably keep going as well. So, what can I do about this thing? A video blog. Well, first things first, I think I might be mounting the camera a little bit further up. Too busy showing my double chins at this point. Not entirely impressed about that. Watch this space. I think there's more to come. That's easy.